If you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, please like the Acquire English page. And don't forget, we're on Skillshare and Udemy for our training courses, as always. So, welcome once again to Acquire English episode 22. My name is Adam. As always, I'm here with Tuan. We are English teachers. And in today's conversation, one of the characters goes to a convenience store. In Japan, convenience stores are kind of a big part of lives here. How about for you, Tuan? Do you go quite a bit?
Yeah, in Japan, a lot. Yeah.
How about back in how about back in the UK? If you're big,
we don't really have convenience stores in England. We call them news agents.
News agent?
Yeah, news agent.
Okay.
News agents. Yeah, so I guess they were originally just kiosks for selling newspapers.
Right.
And then they grew and they started selling snacks and drinks.
Sure.
But there's no one company that owns all of them. They're all independent.
Okay. But is it like, I don't know if you've ever been to New York, or maybe you've seen it on a movie or something, like a newspaper stand? That's what we would call them in New York, at least.
Kind of, yeah. I think they started off like that, but now they're actual shops with, I don't know, you can buy all sorts of things in there. Magazines, snacks, drinks, food.
Right. Okay. Yeah, like in big cities in the States, they have, on the corners, they'll have kind of convenience store type of things where you can get drinks and snacks and whatnot. But like where I'm from, where more of a car-based society, basically every convenience store is mostly for getting gas, or you would say petrol, right? So like you go fill up your car and then you go inside and you buy some overpriced snacks. They're always way more expensive. I mean, you can get bread there, you can get eggs there, milk, drinks, beer, whatever. But it's always way more expensive than if you were to go to a grocery store or something.
Okay.
It's always associated. I'm sorry?
Yeah. That's quite similar in UK as well.
So, yeah, it's a convenience store, but it's really people often call it a gas station.
Yeah, petrol station, similar. Yeah, you can buy all sorts of things there. But yeah, like you said, it's overpriced.
Right. So that's probably the closest thing. But yeah, here it's so much better. The food is probably much healthier. Maybe just in general in Japan, food is healthier. But food at a convenience store here is much healthier. And recently, the past few years, most convenience stores have a place to eat inside.
Yeah.
Right? They have a little kind of, some places have tables, but other places will just have a little kind of bar you can sit down at and eat your sandwich or eat your cup noodles. And I wonder if that's more of an Asian thing. Like I know when I was in Thailand, people would often hang out outside convenience stores and eat and drink and whatnot.
I feel it's kind of going off the coffee shops. So I feel like some of them have areas like they serve the coffees and stuff, and I see a lot of people just drinking coffees and relaxing. And
yeah, that's true. In Japan, they've often started serving drip coffee here at the convenience store. That's something I was shocked that they didn't have when I first came here. Like in the States, you could easily just go to a gas station and get a drip coffee. But canned coffee has been king for a long time in Japan.
Yeah.
That stuff is horrible. Do you drink canned coffee?
I don't mind it. I think it's okay.
Tastes like dirty dishwater. Anyway, let's get into today's conversation. So as always, our two characters are talking. So let's have a look here.
Do you know where Jason went? He was just here.
Yeah, he said he needed some fresh air.
Oh, do you know when he'll be back?
Well, he asked me if I needed anything from the convenience store, so I assume he'll be back shortly.
Could you let him know that I need to talk to him?
Sure. Okay, and let's just go line by line and break down that conversation there. Okay, so the first line here, Tuan says.
Do you know where Jason went?
Right, so this just means, where is Jason? And we'll get into this in more detail shortly, but do you know where Jason went? Just means, where is Jason? And we'll get into the differences between these two sentences in a little bit. The next line is,
He was just here.
he was just here. So I saw him not long ago. And next line. Yeah, he said he needed some fresh air. Just means he went outside to take a break. So of course, outside is generally fresher air than inside an office. So if you say I need some fresh air, it generally means you need to go outside. Some people who are smokers might say, I need some fresh air, which is code language for I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette, right? But fresh air, you could say you need some fresh air and also open a window would not be strange as well. If you said I need some fresh air, could you open a window? Would also be okay. But generally means I need to take a break. And the next line.
Oh, do you know when he'll be back?
Right. Do you know when he'll be back? When will he return? Okay. And the next line here. Well, he asked me if I needed anything from the convenience store. Is that okay? So he offered to buy me something from the convenience store. So Jason said to me, I'm going to the convenience store. Would you like something? Right? Next line. So I assume he'll be back shortly, right? So Jason's just going to the convenience store. I expect he'll return soon, right? I don't think he would ask me if I want something from the convenience store and then come back an hour later, right? That would be strange. So I assume he'll be back shortly. I expect he'll return soon. And the next line.
Could you let him know that I need to talk to him?
Right. Could you let him know that I need to talk to him? Please tell him I would like to talk to him, right? Easy enough. And the last line, sure, just means, yes, I will tell him. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the grammar point in this conversation. So we're talking about what's called embedded questions. So embedded means something is kind of inside of something, right? Embed, it's to be stuck inside something. So in these questions, we had, do you know where Jason went? So this where question is inside of the sentence, as opposed to a normal sentence would be, where did Jason go? Where, of course, at the beginning of the sentence, but embedded questions, again, will often add in the middle of the sentence. So there's a big difference of when we use these, and it often depends on who we're talking to. So where did Jason go just means, I think you know where he went, so please tell me, right? So if you think the other person knows the answer to your question, this direct question right here, where did Jason go, is okay. But if I don't think you know, so I'm not sure you know, do you know where Jason went? We use these embedded questions in this way. So I'm not sure if you know, it's a bit softer to ask this question. Okay. And we saw it again in this sentence. Oh, do you know when he'll be back? So we could just say, when will he be back? But that means, I think you know the answer. Okay. But do you know when he'll be back? Again, when is our embedded question word in the middle of the sentence. Do you know when he'll be back? I'm not sure if you know the answer. So this makes it a little bit softer, a little bit more polite than this very direct question, when will he be back, or where did he go? Did I miss anything there, Tuan?
Yeah, I think you covered it. It's just, yeah, generally, if we want to be direct, it's usually shorter and the sentences But yeah, when we are being softer or more polite, the sentences are usually longer and more indirect, which
Right.
is what we're doing here with these embedded questions.
Right. Okay. So let's just take a look at another example here. So we're at a restaurant and you need to use the restroom. So think about this in terms of who you're talking to. So you're asking your friend at the restaurant, do you know where the restroom is? Maybe your friend knows, maybe your friend doesn't know. So we use this, do you know where the restroom is? It's a bit softer. But over here, this woman needs to use the restroom. She's talking to a staff member, a member of the staff. So she would just directly ask, where is the restroom? Because she expects the staff member to know where the restroom is. So again, it's not always just a politeness issue, but does the other person know the answer to the question or possibly not know the answer to the question? That's often when we use the difference here. Maybe okay there?
Yeah, also note that what it is,
No,
how we
yeah.
did the position, yeah.
Right. So before, when we had these ones, do you know where Jason went? There's no be verb in this sentence, right? When we do have that is, the normal question, where is the restroom? When we change this to our embedded question, do you know where the restroom is? Is will often be the last word in the sentence, in the question on these. Good catch there. Okay. And today we're mostly just going to be talking about do you know, but there's other embedded questions that are very common that we'll just talk about very shortly. So when you're talking to people you are familiar with, so family and friends, we'll often use do you know plus our WH question, or do you remember plus the WH question, or I wonder plus WH question word. So do you know where the restroom is? Do you remember where the restroom is? I wonder where the restroom is. Those types of questions. With some people we're not very familiar with, so in this case, some strangers, people you don't know, you might ask, could you tell me? Could you tell me where the restroom is? Or I'd like to know where the restroom is. So these two questions, let's say you are traveling or you're at a shopping center and you go to the information counter. These are two questions you would commonly ask. Could you tell me where I can buy a hat? Is that okay? Or I'd like to know where I can buy some boots, something like that. Or at an airport, something like that. Anything to add there, Tuan?
Yeah, it's just the point that, yeah, it's just more polite to ask, especially with others. Well, generally is more polite than direct questions, of course.
Yeah.
So if you want to be more polite, want to be soft, even with strangers, yeah, we can, rather than say, where is the toilet?
Right.
Could you tell me where the toilet is? It's a more nicer way to say.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So let's go ahead, have a little quiz, and let's try out some of these. And again, today we're just going to use do you know? So let's try here. So we have what time is it? So be careful, of course, this has the is. Remember where is goes in this sentence. And we'll give you a few seconds to think about it. And again, we're going to use do you know? Okay. Tuan, what do you think?
So like Adam said, just be careful with the is. So it changes position. So we would say, do you know what time it is?
Time it is, right. Do you know what time it is? People want to say, do you know what time is it? But again, like we said, you have to switch around the it and the is. Do you know what time it is? Okay. So next one as well has an is in it. So let's be careful here. Where is the nearest ATM? Okay. Give you a few seconds. Okay, we have do you know?
So same again, yeah, do you know? Then we need a WH word, which is where. And yeah, the is goes in the end. So where the nearest ATM is.
Right. Do you know where the nearest ATM is? Okay, the next one, let's say you're having a party. We ask, how many people are coming? Okay, what do you think, Tuan?
This one, we can just ask the same question. So do you know how many people are coming?
Right, this one doesn't change, does it? Do you know how many people are coming? Okay, and the next one, where will the 2024 Olympics be held? So be careful, this one does switch around a little bit. Okay, what do you think, Tuan?
So same again, we start with do you know with our WH question, where, and now we need to switch to will. So do you know where the 2024 Olympics will be held?
Right. Will be held. Right. Right. Do you know where the 2024 Olympics will be held? So the will has to change places with the 2024 Olympics. And the 2024 Olympics will be held in where, Tuan?
In Paris.
In Paris, right? Maybe. Maybe there will never be another Olympics again. We'll see. Okay. The last one is a tricky one because notice this one is a yes or no question. So these other ones we had started with a WH word, what time, where, how many, where, but this one is it? Is it going to rain tomorrow? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about this. Maybe I'll give you a hint here shortly. So if you haven't figured this one out, for yes or no questions, we'll have to use if instead of the WH question. So Tuan, how would we ask this question?
So yeah, for yes, no questions, we need to use the if. So do you know if, and then it is going to rain tomorrow?
Right. Do you know if it is going to rain tomorrow? Tuan, do you know if it's going to rain tomorrow?
Just check the weather. There's a very low chance. I don't think it will rain.
Right. I
In
hope not. It's too
Japan,
cold to rain.
or in Tokyo. Yeah.
Right. This area. Oh, okay. So again, these are called embedded questions. We use these in basically two different ways, depending on, who we're talking to and also the kind of level of politeness that we want. So these are generally more polite than just a direct question like we had here. So where did Jason go? Do you know where Jason went? Right. Generally, these embedded questions, a bit softer, a bit more polite. So if you have any questions about these or you want some more exercises, you want another video about these, please let us know in the comments below. Or if you can make your own embedded question, please make it in the comments below. But I believe that will do it for us today. Don't forget to find us YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our page on Facebook, and check out our courses, our training, English speaking, listening, and pronunciation courses on Udemy, and Skillshare. So thanks again for watching. Tuan, you have anything to say today?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, and we will catch you next time. Have a good day.